All right, y'all. So, all right. The past energy is showing very crazy energy. Okay. The Eight of Swords. So it's feeling trapped in your thoughts, not really being able to see an outcome, not really seeing the path ahead of you is very clear and able to walk. I feel like honestly in the past, yeah, there was a lot of stuff happening, a lot of thoughts going down, and it was kind of keeping you from being able to see the potential of your situation. Okay, truly seeing the potential of your situation, because in your internal feelings, you're possibly feeling trapped in your thoughts, especially in regards to a relationship. This person felt the same way about you. Potentially, this was like happiness, how you're feeling, but the Eight of Swords talk about feeling trapped as well. Like there was a lot of stuff going down, and you kind of didn't know what to do. You couldn't see a solution, you couldn't see a way out of your situation. Because with the sun coming up, this shows that there was clarity. So it was almost as if the situation itself, what was happening, what was going down, was very clear. If the thing is that everybody was in their own heads. That's what I'm thinking. Everybody was very illogical. Everybody was thinking of of themselves, or thinking about their own situation where they were trapped in the relationship. Because this person, one, was feeling the same way, but there was things, but they had the sun and the external energy, so there was a lot of clarity. Things were seen. Okay, there's a lot of there was obviously some illumination here, and I feel like the illumination is that everybody was feeling trapped. There was not really seeing an outcome. But now in the present, you have the Hanged Man. So there is still this feeling of kind of feeling stuck in limbo, especially. But this Hanged Man, this Hangman energy is also coming up with the with the need to change your perspective, or waiting to see something from a new perspective. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is a very interesting energy to come up as the internal, because this is talking about a second time around, a second situation. A situation where you have gone through this before, a new opportunity to tackle something that you've thought you've handled already. And I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune coming up as well, this potentially has, this new perspective has a lot to do with what you've gained, this new perspective that you've gained from the past, or from an opportunity from the past. All right? Because in the future, well, in the external energy rather, you have the Four of Wands. This is rest, this is contemplation, this is a time apart, this is waiting, but most importantly, it's a pause, and meditation and reflection, very similar to the Hermit. But you're taking the time out now to heal, because honestly, you're going through a period where there's some change that's happening in you, some change, especially considering that this relationship is in the same place. The Two of Cups is in the same place as the Wheel of Fortune is now in the present. Yeah, there's a lot of change. There's a lot of stuff that's happening, and I feel like that's internally changing you, and externally you're going through the process of rethinking some things. There's something that you're rethinking with the Hangman coming up. Some things are just not going to be the same after this, especially with this type of energy where there's not a lot of stuff going on. Stagnant energy, because you come out of this kicking and swinging, like you're ready to kind of go out there and have fun, live life, and be very Sagittarius like energy. This is the card for Sagittarius as well, but you may not be dealing with Sag. For some of you guys, this could be that you guys are having a lot more fun, be more expressive, and because of the Six of Cups. Excuse me, guys. And the future showing up as Six of Cups, which is another past energy. Like you guys are connecting with someone from the past, maybe, or maybe you guys are this is reconnecting with someone from the past potentially. This is a lot going on. I feel like there's a lot of perspective that needs to change here, potentially because of some sort of ex that you're dealing with. Because this is soulmate energies. So this person is a soulmate, and I feel like this person here has brought you to this period now where you're having to take a second look, take a closer look at a situation, and really see things from the bigger from the bigger picture. The Five of Pentacles talks about struggle working very hard and well, working towards some sort of stability, because the Five of Pentacles is very it's a lot to do with, you know, what's lacking in the relationship, what's lacking in. Sorry about the interruption, guys, but considering that you have the Five of Pentacles here, which talks about lack and things that are not, you know, they're not exactly where you want them to be right now. Obviously, you're making the progress. Five of Pentacles talks about making the progress in itself too. It's not just what's lacking, but it's also talking about, you know, making the effort and going, you know, and going about making the relationship more stable. And I feel like it's because you have revitalized passions here. It's very interesting, Gemini, what you have here as you're reading. Gosh, I don't know what's going on with my throat. But you have that, you know, this whole situation is about possibly bringing back the connection. Because here, there's a time of separation, in a sense, right? Because you're by yourself, soloing it. You're healing yourself right now. There's a lot of healing energy here. And but this is the second time around. Like this is something that's happened before. You feel like this is the same old where there's a break and you have a change of perspective and you go back to the past, or you look back at the past. The past repeats itself. And it has something to do with, you know, having some sort of connection with someone, or feeling like there's a lot of fun involved, but there's still a lot to overcome. Maybe there is something here in this current situation that maybe there's something here where the lacking is the same. Whatever this new perspective is here potentially has a lot to do with that. Let me go ahead and just clarify the Five of Pentacles, because how this is all matching up is just crazy. Alright, so the Eight of Wands is coming up. So there's a lack of passion, things moving very fast. There's some sort of stagnancy, relief, or whatever. Like, most importantly, guys, the Eight of Wands is showing up things have never moved any faster. Like, this is stagnant energy to the absolute core. There's no movement, no nothing. And then you have movement here with the Knight of Wands. Finally going to a place of direction where you want it to be. But it has a lot to do with the past. And honestly, with the Eight of Wands coming up, which could be communication. Maybe there's a lack of communication, a lack of passion. Things finally picking up. But ultimately, with this situation here, the only way for things to kind of pick up is because there's a new perspective that's needed. There's a new perspective that's needed. And with the with the Wheel of Fortune, you have, there's a change of perspective here that's needed. Or there's a change. The change of perspective could be that of something of the past. Crazy and confusing, I know. It's weird, but you have a new, like, the Wheel of Fortune talks about an opportunity to take on the journey once again. And it could be that this perspective is about what you've learned from some sort of situation or a new opportunity. Let's go ahead and see what's going on in your romance, angels. Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Okay, that makes a lot of sense with the future, because I was like, okay, yeah, there's something lacking here, but you come at it with, like, you know, with energy, with passion, with all kinds of excitement, and there was nothing happening here. There's nothing happening. And it's almost like you guys reconnect or something with the past. There's a struggle, right? There's no passion, there's no nothing. This present happening, it's like this is the second time it's happened where there's just death. Not really death, but there's like, it's just nothing. There's nothing happening. No kind of chemistry whatsoever. And I feel like it's because, honestly, there's a lot of stuff that each individual is focusing on. The relationship, yes, you guys were feeling the same way, but there was a lot of clarity. There was a solution right there. And now it's about figuring out what the solution is, because the situation has happened before. And I feel like once you come out of this healing or this energy where you are waiting for something to change, or some sort of perspective to change here for you guys, then you guys can really start implementing whatever you've learned, whatever passion that you've gained, or whatever perspective that you've gained for the relationship to get somewhere. Because what's lacking in the relationship is passion. The Eight of Wands, communication, things like that. There's something lacking in the relationship, and it has a lot to do with communication. Okay? So, with that being said, guys, this has been your reading. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Unrequited love, man. I know it's crazy, but it doesn't mean that it always has to be this way. But I think also at the end of the day, right, the Hangman is also kind of highlighting something. With the Hangman coming up, it could be that with the situation being the same old, like you've been through the situation before, you may have a situation where you guys can rekindle some old flame, or this is talking about innocent love, right? Remembering a time of innocence. So, or getting to a place of innocence. And the Knight of Wands is a passionate energy. It's very initiative, and it's very flaming, but it doesn't stay. It's off and on. Maybe this perspective is that you've been through this situation before. Is this something that you can recover from? Is there something that you can do differently? Or is there more of the same that could pretty much be expected from this? But the Eight of Wands talks about, again, what you're struggling to get to, or what is lacking in the relationship is passion, is communication, is things moving in a pace that that's a very fast pace. Things happening very clearly. And I feel like that's what this kind of thing is like, what are you looking for out of this relationship for you, right? What are you getting out of this relationship? And if have you been, if there's a need to put more fun and passion into this relationship, is that something you're willing to do, right? All depends on the Hangman energy for you guys, though. But unrequited love is talking about there's not a lot of chemistry happening. There's not a lot of stuff going down. Is there something that can be implemented into this? And since this has happened before, emotionally, where you kind of felt like there's nothing going on, could this potentially happen again?